Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is an English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Wednesday, the 4th of Rabi'ul Awwal 1445, corresponding with the English date 20th of September 2023. Hazrat Wala starts off this Majlis by quoting the ayat of the Quran Majid, وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَى تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, that remind, for definitely the reminder is beneficial for the believer. आप तस्कीर किया कीजिए, मुमिनीन को नफ़ा होगा. That you continue reminding the people, it will most definitely have an effect on the believers. Now Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was told about this, commanded about this year. Now of course, because many people did not listen, due to which his heart became restricted and he was hurt. Ya Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is told that leave all that, you just continue reminding. Many make the intention not to listen, but you do your work. Allama Sharani says that most definitely there is a benefit in the reminder, because Allah Ta'ala is saying that the reminder will benefit the mu'min. This is what Allama Sharani says. People say that there is no benefit, but Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there with him, also had amongst him those who rejected, and then there were those who acknowledged. But you continue with your work. Therefore, it is also the duty of the ulama that they do not become despondent, and it is the duty of the ummah that they continue to listen. How many a rejecter were they not in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? So, therefore, the ulama should also continue with their work, but not just like that. Faham, samajh booj karke, with understanding and in a very beautiful manner. You know, towards the end, people used to come and say to Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, jo bhi aata tha, whoever used to come, Hazrat, hamare yahan chaliye. Hazrat, come with us, come to our place. And that became so common. So Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab then said in reply to what these people used to come and say, that Hazrat, hamare yahan chaliye. He would say in reply to that, मैं कहाँ कहाँ जाऊंगा, आओ सीखो, मैं अकेला अकेला कहाँ जाऊंगा. You people come, you come and learn. Alone, where will I be able to encompass and go to this place and that place and the other? So, the fundamental thing is the reminder. So you will get the munkirin and you will get the mu'tarifin. You will get those who reject and you will get those who acknowledge, appreciate and practice as well. So here we have Hazrat Wala is reading and saying, it comes in the riwayat, then on one occasion, Amirul Mu'mineen, Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala an, for 3 days and 3 nights did not leave his home. He did not come out. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam then came to Umar radiyallahu ta'ala an, asking that after all, what is this year, O Umar, that for 3 days and 3 nights you have not exited your house? Why did you not come out? So Umar radiyallahu ta'ala an, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam leaves and then reaches his house and then asks him and goes to this extent by saying that, "Oh Umar, what seems to be the problem? Just by looking at your eyes, apparently it seems that you have not slept for the past 2 to 3 nights." Now here, Hazrat Wala is saying we learn that to go and ask the khairiyat and the well-being of your juniors, it is also the duty of the seniors. That Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not wait for Umar to come and say, I'm not feeling well, I'm bothered, I'm troubled, I'm sick, etc. Rather, he went himself. Man lam yuwaqqir kabirana wa yarham saghirana falaysa minna. The one who does not honor our elders and have mercy on our youngsters, then most definitely he is not from us. So it is not only that the son or the daughter, the children are religious to the father or to the parents, but rather it is the father's duty as well that he sees to the nurturing and spiritual upbringing of the children. Just like how they have duties towards the father also has duties towards his children. Hazrat Maulana Mohammad Ahmad Saheb, whenever he used to come to Allahabad, he would send the message around and say, go and say to this one, say to that one, go and tell this one, go and tell that one that listen, I'm back, I'm around. So it is the duty of the mudakkir, the one who advises. He also has usuls and principles that he has to follow. He has to also tell people. He has to make it easy for them. He has to present it in a beautiful way. You know, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is going here and asking Umar radiallahu ta'ala that, oh Umar, how is it, what is it, you have not been attending my gathering? So Umar radiallahu ta'ala here is asked by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that how is it and what is it, it seems that you haven't slept for a few days. So how did Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam pick this up? Because he found him absent in those majalis and in those spiritual discourses. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to have many of them. The one type of gathering and majlis was that for the common masses and the common people, the awam. The other one was for that of the khawas, the religious, the elite, his very near, dear and close ones. And the third one then was for the women folk. Many people say, and we all say this here, respect to the parents and to the father. But you also have certain adab, etiquettes and rights that you have to fulfill towards your children. You know, to sum it up, Hazrat Wala just says it in this one word or two words. He says, Tafaqqude ahbab. To go out in search and in worry and looking out for your beloved ones. When people have come to you, then you have to keep in mind and see to their needs. What can I tell you? On one occasion, we went to Aligarh. Maulana Muhammad Ahmad Saheb was there. Maulana Abrahul Haq Saheb was also there. Nevertheless, it was the evening time. People started getting ready to go to bed. Everyone now about to go and sleep. And then we see what's happening here. Maulana Abrahul Haq is going from room to room, person to person, asking them that, aapko lihaf mil gaya? That listen, did you get a blanket? Did you get a blanket? And this was famous about the severe winters in Aligarh. Did you get a blanket? Did you get a blanket? I stayed with these people and I thought and I pondered over these things which I seen in their lives very closely. Nevertheless, here what can I say? People say this, I'm not saying it, that people come but they leave very happily. So then I say that okay, they come and they are given something to eat, maybe some snacks or some tea or even food if it is the time of the meal, etc. But together with that, the great need for the religious khidmat, the religious service that needs to be presented to them. They need to be presented with the deen. And are we not doing this here? Now there is majlis. After Asr something is said. After Maghrib also something is said. Now, this year is necessary, we should do this year. Every alim should do this year. And it is not necessary that he has to now put it into the form of piri, muridi, where there is a mentor and they are disciples, etc. No, it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Wadhakkir, so remind. So Umar radiallahu ta'ala an now is asked by Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam that what seems to be the problem. In answer to that, Umar radiallahu ta'ala an says, continuously I was thinking about this year or this spectacle of the plains of resurrection, thinking about this thought that Allah Ta'ala will ask me about those days in which I was worshipping the idols Lat and Uzza, and at that time what answer will I give? O Rasul of Allah, you tell me, you help me, you say something to me. What answer will I give to Allah? At that time, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam remained silent, waiting for wahi to come. So Umar radiallahu ta'ala an did not think or keep this in his mind, which is actually the fact and the reality that I brought Islam. I mean, the hadith is there and clear that Islam wipes out that which was before it. But then too, look at how he wept and look at the amount of fear that he possessed. Look at Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how he himself wept. But today, it is the opposite. What do we say? That, oh, I am the murid and the disciple of certain person, so everything is maaf. Now this is a very wrong path and a very wrong way of thinking and putting this together, that Buzruk is going to get all my sins forgiven for me. Now, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, you know the hadith where the Sahabi serves Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is pleased. He asks for a dua. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam gives him that dua, and then he says together with it that, listen, I want to be together with you in Jannah. The dua is given. But Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam then too goes on to say, but listen, you will have to help me by carrying out abundant sujood, sajda. It is greatly possible that the peer and the mentor may be taken and flung headlong into Jahannam. That could be possible. Here Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam remained silent, but we tend to be or show such capacity and capability. We want to give the answer spontaneously, instantaneously, immediately. We want to give it up front. But Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam remained silent, and this year reduced Umar radiallahu ta'ala completely and totally. Rather, he was filled with fear that after all, what is it that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is not answering me? In all of that, what we could say that such a type of fear or shiver up the spine that maybe a person will get a heart failure even. At that time, wahi comes from the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what is that wahi? نحن إذا صالحنا مع عبد لم نسأله عما مضى. That जब हम अपने बंदे से सुलह कर लेते तो गुजरी हुई बातों से मुताल्लिक कोई सवाल नहीं करते. That listen, when we make peace with our servants, then what has the things that they had done in the past, we don't ask them about that. So go and have a look at this here. Hazrat Tanvi has even written about it, that if a sin is committed, then do not delve too much into that, because this year will take a person further back, and it will create some different type of unwanted state within this person. Rather, aage baro, move forward, walk the path, carry out good deeds. So we learn that even if there are mistakes that are made by the murid, then all the time he should not be reminded of it, that oh, you done this here and you done that, and you coming from this background, and you remember in the past this happened and that pattern that happened. At that point, Hazrat Wala says that there are many mentors also who turn out to be fools and absolutely foolish. बहुत से पीर बेवकूफ होते. This is such a wonderful kitab. Hazrat Wala is speaking of the kitab that he has in front of him. Where do I go even into that topic of introducing this kitab to you? Hazrat Qari Tayyib Saheb has even written about it. Nevertheless, after that comes the incident of Sayyidina Fuzail bin Ayaz, who initially was a highway robber and attacking this group of people, that group of people, and his waqia is mentioned here, which I don't want to go through now because of the lack of time. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of keeping in front of us the great teachings of our Buzurgan-e-Deen and making amal on it. But listen, you have to do from yours, you can't look at your side. Keep in front of yourself the ta'limat and the life and the style and the manner in which they carried it out. Sheikh Qawamuddin migoyed. Sheikh Qawamuddin goes on to say, Me'ari ikar baseshe ast, that the foundation of this matter of ours is based on three: Kitabullah, wa Sunnat Rasul, wa Sirat Salaf. Kuch yaad nahi. Kuch yaad nahi. Itna to yaad karo. They know nothing. At least pick up this amount, at least learn this so much. Hum itne martaba sun chuke. What can I tell you? I heard this so many times from Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab. Where did I learn it? I didn't go and sit there and learn it. I heard it over and over and over again, due to which I have learned it now and I remembered it. So long as you do not keep in front of you the example, the life and how they lived of the Sirat, the life of the Salaf, the pious predecessors, you will not be able to completely, totally and perfectly practice on the Quran and the Sunnat. If you do not keep in front of you, how did Imam Abu Hanifa read Salat? How did Imam Shafi'i read Salat? How did Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala, Umar radiallahu ta'ala do their transactions, run their governments? How did they socially interact with people? What would we do today? How would we be able to actually understand that? Hazrat Shah Anwar used to go on to say that if it was not for the Sirat of the Salaf, he would take it to this extent. He went on to say, we would not even know how to make the ruku and the sajda. So from the Sirat as-Salaf, you will achieve a great lot and much. Tremendous, in abundance you would receive. You would see how did they spend their days of sickness, how did they spend their days of health. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of keeping in front of us the Sirat as-Salaf. Let us make dua. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Maulana Muhammadi wa ala ali Sayyidina wa Maulana Muhammadi wa barik wa sallim. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of keeping in front of us, in our minds, in our hearts, the Sirat as-Salaf, how they had lived Quran and Hadith. You people know that I am laying down flat and giving bayan, make dua for my health, and that Allah Ta'ala keeps the silsila and this tartib, this order where we come and we sit and we learn and we teach, majalis, these gatherings, etc. Let me tell you, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab addressed Maulana Habibur Rahman Azmi by saying to him, Aap muhaddis hai. Of course, he was a master in that field. You are traditionist. इस फन को कुछ लोग को देकर जाइएगा, that this particular department which you have gained expertise in, the department of the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, give this, what you have mastered, pass it on over to others, and then you can go. Now, main wasta tha, Hazrat Wala is saying, I was the intermediary. I was taking the message up and down from Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab to the required people. And why did he say this? And what was the message he was saying? That I passed on to Hazrat Maulana Habibur Rahman Azmi, taake wo silsila jari rahe. It should not be such that you pass away and this comes to an end, so that that silsila can continue. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.